everyone, today I want to talk about something that might surprise you. Since my channel is mostly about reading, I've decided that in 2025 I want to read less. Here's why. Let me start by saying I love reading. Books are my escape, they're my comfort, and they help me explore so many worlds and perspectives. But over the last year, I've been feeling like I've been going from one book to the other non-stop without a break. I'll finish one book and I'll immediately jump into another. And after a while, it just started feeling like I'm running a marathon of books. I think the best way to describe it is that I'm constantly consuming but not digesting what I'm reading. I'll finish a five-star book, something that really moves me, that's full of meaning, and before I've even had a chance to sit with those feelings, I'm already starting the next book. It's like I don't really give myself any time to fully process and appreciate what I've just read. And that's a big part of why I want to slow down. I want to savor my reading more instead of just rushing through stories. I want to really feel the impact of those incredible books and not just move on to the next book without a second thoughts. Another thing that's been bothering me is that I haven't had a single moment this year where I wasn't in the middle of reading something. There's always a book on my nightstand, always a book to get through. And while I love having a TBR pile so much, sometimes it just feels like there's this constant pressure, like I have to be reading, and it's like it's not just for fun anymore. It's like a job. It's like a checklist. And I even have checklists for books that I need to read. And let's be honest, reading shouldn't feel like a job. It should feel like the opposite. It should feel like an escape, something that brings you joy. On top of that, books are taking up so much of my free time that I'm missing out on other things I used to love. Every year, I usually watch 100 plus films, sometimes 150. But this year I barely made it to 60 or 70, and I realized that books are kind of taking over, but I love watching films as well, and they're a big part of how I unwind and relax. But this year I've had less time for them because I'm always trying to finish my next book. And it's not just films, I have other hobbies that I barely have time for anymore, like gaming, which has always been my number one hobby, and even my YouTube channel is split in two between books and games. But between constantly reading and creating content for YouTube, it feels like there's not much time left for anything else. It's been really tough to strike a balance, and I really miss the days where I could dive into a game without feeling worried or guilty that I'm not reading a book, without feeling like I'm neglecting my reading duties. So part of why I want to read less next year is to make times for other things I really enjoy doing. It's not that I'm falling out of love with books or reading less because I don't care about it anymore. It's the opposite. I want to slow down so I can actually enjoy it again without feeling guilty not being able to fit everything else into my life. Another big reason that I feel like a lot of people can relate to is how we rush through amazing books without truly stopping and appreciating them. Like, I'll read an amazing 5-star book that leaves me feeling so much, but instead of sitting with that feeling, processing the emotions, letting the story sink in, I'll just move on to the next one. I don't give myself space to fully digest what I've just read, and that feels like a shame. I don't want that for myself anymore. I want to sit with those feelings, reflect on what I've read, and allow the story to really leave its mark on me. I want to remember the books that really move me, not just add them to a pile and rush off to the next. So in 2025, I'm giving myself permission to slow down. I want to make time for things I've been missing, like films, games, and other cozy hobbies. I want to give myself the space to fully digest the stories I read and fully enjoy them rather than just ticking them off a list. I don't know if I'll be able to slow myself down, honestly, But that is the goal, and I hope I'll be able to stick to it. If you have ever felt this way as well, like you're running through your hobbies instead of enjoying them, I'd love to hear about it. Maybe you've been feeling the same with reading or another hobby of yours. So let me know in the comments how you're planning to find balance in the next year. Anyway, thanks for listening to my little rant, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!